Yep.
point is, yeah. So we've had 4 different teams. That's right. Win here in season
Been
number
good competition.
4. Yeah. All right. So looking at the picks and how they're developing, though, we had Parasitophilia, Lord South Forest, and Sandwraith bands happening. Warbeast first pick, and then Behemoth, and now Prisoner coming out for ECX. So once again with that Prisoner, it's time for Evo
Yep.
Corporation. Matthias likes that, but yeah, Warbeast first picked. Gonna be, yeah. See, they're an interesting team with it though. With Zane does also play a good Warbeast there in that suicide lane. So it's
Yeah, they have a couple pretty good War Beast players, so it's unclear where that'll be, if it'll be a jungling War Beast or a laning War Beast.
mhm.
So it's always the beauty of War Beast. Where will he go?
Yeah. It's case by
And you see
case.
Sync right-clicking the bubbles. So they're debating whether or not they want to send that against the prisoner or whether they want to pick something else and potentially fight it. I think that's why they're using all their time. They do go for the lodestone, so maybe they maybe they still want the bubbles, but maybe they want to pick it next. We'll see.
Yeah, that's you mentioned they used a lot of time. They certainly did. Already down to 13 seconds, only with their second pick out of the way. So they'll need to go a little quicker here as we move on. But yeah, Bubble seems like it would be a good pick for not only that matchup there, but the War Beast in general too. Now, once War Beast gets the Shrunken, of course that changes. But now you can also get a staff on Bubbles, and that could
Yep.
still be pretty good then against a War Beast with a Shrunken. So yeah, I think Bubbles would be a pretty good pick here still for
Yeah,
Sync.
he's always just very solid against prisoner because he pretty much breaks the hero with take cover. So
Yeah.
it's so nice having that counter to prisoner.
Well, third pick for ECX. They too happen to be now spending a bit of time here thinking about what they want. They got their mid, they got their again jungle slash suicide. So I'm not sure on that. So
Mhm.
excuse me there, but see about support carry, one of those two perhaps. Been seeing a lot of these carry bans in the next stage of bans happening, so maybe ECX going to want to get their carry out of the way instead here. Oh
Could
my
be. They go for
goodness.
the Rhapsody,
Okay.
so not going to reveal too much.
Yeah, support's usually good at that. I guess that's a good point. If you go carry, it's a little more of a tell on what you may be planning. Support's not as
So Sync has
obvious.
the option here to pick whatever carry they want and then to ban out all the remaining strong ones. They go for Wild Soul. Wild Soul is very good against War Beasts because he has a lot of armor and he can just man up against the War Beast. Also very good against Prisoner. So the pick is pretty strong here, and it'll probably be played by Zlap. I don't think anybody else will play that, and he is very comfortable on the Wild Soul.
Of course, we saw that game yesterday involve his wild soul, and that
They won that game, right?
they did. It was the
That was
75-minute game.
down to the wire game. Yeah,
Yeah, 2 Doombringers. I mean, it was crazy. And
yeah. I was watching that game. It was pretty intense.
yeah,
Didn't Pharaoh at one point had or
yeah.
Pebbles had any like four shot the racks?
Pebbles got it. Pharaoh ended up getting it. You're right on that. He got it
Uh,
later on. So yeah, it was kind of funny seeing these Doombringers being passed around. And
yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. That was a really insane game.
yeah,
Wouldn't it be something if we had another one of those with the Wild Soul picked up?
hey, these were the same 2 teams, of course. I did it. So
And we have a War Beast and a Wild Soul, so both those heroes like to go pretty late.
yeah, the
There's
potential's
potential there.
there for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and both teams. I mean, that's the other thing too. You got the Warbeast and also, as you mentioned, like those are heroes that you would usually then get a carry with as well, even a laning carry perhaps. So
Yeah, they're
that's
both really strong, I think, when you run them with another either hard carry or maybe even a semi carry. They work so well together.
mhm.
Just having that backup. Because a lot of the time they want to be split pushing and they don't want to be in the team fights until they get a lot of their core items picked up. So it makes a lot of sense to pick up another physical presence with those heroes.
Yeah. Oh, going to be the final ban coming up here for
So yeah,
Sync.
both both teams banning out all of the carries, which we're talking about, how they want that secondary or hard carry. It makes a lot of sense here. And then the lap bans out the deadlift because that hero is pretty eights.
They're going to have to think about this pretty quickly. Again, even though ECX down to 3 seconds of extra time, so there's a Tempest. So it's going to be a laning War Beast.
Instant
Immediate
response
Andromeda.
Andromeda, yeah.
Almost like they perhaps expected that even, so they do that for the Tempest purpose and just to support they needed. And Vindicator coming out. Now that's going to be a carry Vindicator this time. Interesting. So they ran it as support a couple times recently.
All right, so the thing that really screams to me is that they want the Vindy ulti so that Tempest can not only hole for whatever he wants, and then Behemoth can't counter initiate. So that final chapter could actually play, I think, a pretty big role. Once they jump in with the prisoner, and then Tempest can lock down whoever he wants. They have that window of time with the final chapter to get the kill. And Moon Queen, okay,
Oh
that's a
my
hero we haven't seen in
god.
a while.
Wow, the Moon Queen was just picked up. I mean, Haxorin's been around the scene for a while, but yeah, like he remembers when this hero was relevant, but not many people would. It feels like that play on the scene right now. No, but this is wow. That came out of left field.
The only issue I could possibly have with this is that they do have a Wild Soul, which is going to absorb a lot of farm. So Moon Queen is one of those carries that does like to rotate into the jungle as well as take Ancients, and it kind of overlaps Wild Soul a little bit. So I do have that concern for the Moon Queen. However, if they can get away with this game going super, super late, Moon Queen and Wild Soul are gonna, I think, out carry even with the Tempest, Vindicator, War Beast. I think the Moon Queen can definitely do a lot of work late game. So we'll have to see where this goes with the whole Wild Soul absorbing a lot of Moon Queen's farm, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean the game has definitely changed a bit. It's safe to say since when Moon Queen was relevant, but I really gotta
Yep.
wonder how. Because again, I mean, obviously Moon Queen has had a period of the game where she was the dominant carry, ridiculous. Any game that you always had. In fact, there's that infamous game where they were down like 30,000 golden experience. I forget the teams in it, but that involved a Moon Queen because she was at least getting some farm, and she's like one of those carries where at least she has
She
farm.
just
You can come
leave the
back.
base down or what?
Yeah, basically just glaive the base down eventually is what it came down to. So just ridiculous as far as that potential as a really late game goes. But that is interesting to bring up, though. Yeah, no, I mean, Slapped even mentioned it earlier, and yeah, we know this with Wild Soul. The hero wants to farm a lot, and he wants to take a lot of those creeps, a lot of the farm because of that. So yeah, is that going to nerf Moon Queen a little bit? You know, is definitely the ultimate question here. Um,
Isn't it always sad when you see your ranged racks dying almost at the same speed as your melee racks?
those glaives will accomplish that. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good for
good old
that.
Vindy Tempest.
Good old hacks on Moon Queen. I would respond with.
So something to point out is they do have a lot of minions between the Tempest and the War Beast, which will cause a
Oh.
lot of. They do have a way of dealing with the minions. They have the Behemoth Shockwave and the Lodestone Shatterstorm, but until those spells go off and the minions all die, I don't think Moon Queen can really afford to use her ultimate.
Good point.
So there is that to consider as well. Having minions against a Moon Queen is always nice because then she can't really get a lot of the beams focused on heroes.
That's a really good point. Yeah, that
So
final.
so like back in the, oh yeah, sorry. But like back in the old day of like Keeper Tempest, there'd always be like, five Keeper dogs and like six Tempest minions. So it's like I can't really ulti. Same with like Swiftblade, like the Swift Slashes. Moon Queen's kind of like the same against like minions. Just minions in general are really good against those heroes.
Yeah, and using that moon finale in the lane in general can be risky for that reason too. Of the creeps, the creep lane spawns that if they happen to be pushing up, and you just do that at the wrong time, right as they're coming in, and then they
Mm.
absorb a lot of it. So yeah, ideally you want to perhaps find them like somewhere in the jungle or in the river even, where there's just really not a lot of chance of that happening. But then as you point out, yeah, they do have several minion-based heroes even on top of that. So yeah, that moon finale isn't weakened because of that.
So
Definitely would.
Hax's bottom is I think they want a tri lane with the Behemoth, Andrew, Moon Queen, and then even though his lap's chopping trees here, I think he's gonna go lane top.
Okay. Really, a laning wild
Either
soul.
that or they're just not gonna put anybody in their short lane, which to me is very weird.
That would be really weird.
But I mean, Wild Soul, he farms pretty fast, so I really don't think he's not gonna go top. I think that'd be kind of silly.
Again, we've been stressing out this is obviously an important series of points, especially and everything. But I mean, there's a good money on the line. This is the most
Oh
prizable
yeah,
cycle here, and this match alone is $4,100 difference. It's 11,000, just over 11,000 for first place, and then got over 7,000 for second place right here. So,
yeah. We did the math. If you win first place, each player gets like a little over $2,000. So it's a nice prize pool this
yeah.
cycle.
Oh yeah, definitely some good money again. So right
And
now, Sync relying on the Moon Queen down 1-0 to make the comeback happen. Isn't that
yep.
something? So yeah, he does go into the lane. Does Wild Soul for now at least. But yeah,
And Tempest is aggressively jungling to avoid this Behemoth and Andromeda roam, and they actually have Warbies jungling.
yeah,
Okay,
ECX gave up this. So sure enough, ECX is
so
doing what
ECX
we were
did.
wondering if Sync was going to do.
Yeah, so both teams it looks like are gonna abandon their short lane. It's because these heroes like that are laning can jungle too.
That just sounds so weird
So
to me. Abandoning their
yeah,
short lane.
yeah,
What
it's
the hell,
kind of
man?
funny to see this happening.
Both teams have abandoned their short lane. Like, we're literally witnessing that right now in a grand final matchup. But,
And Wild Soul's pushing out a Rhapsody and a Tempest
yeah,
by himself.
it was good for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's because there's just nothing you could do about it. I mean, you would waste so many resources trying to kill it.
Middle lane.
Vindicator's in a lot of trouble here. He puts the totem down, trying to slow beam it a little bit. None. There was no chance, though. With that block, there's nowhere to go. Make a Bloodlust as a result. That's a big start there for Sync Esports, as Warbies is now into the lane, so kind of like it's like a transfer of the two. He's going back and forth, I guess, with the supports and going middle. In fact, for the Bloodlust, he found an opportunity there, but now he once again has to be careful. The Behemoth is going right back middle. I mean, this is where this Vindicator pickup is coming. It's weak. He has really no escape.
Yeah,
It.
he's very susceptible to dying to these kind of roams, especially with a block from Behemoths. It was really nicely played for that Bloodlust though. Botzel's still level 1, so he's pretty much he can't farm, but he's like forcing them constantly back. Tempest is level 2, so he's having a little bit of a better time.
Oh, here we go. There's another block. Again, he puts the totem down, but the spell's already happened. Doesn't matter. He goes down, so just as we're mentioning, obviously we already saw the Bloodlust kill at that point, but a second kill now happens, and what can you do, though, if you're ECX? Like, you can't really change the lanes too much at this point. I wouldn't think,
it's
at
not going
least.
to block. If that was a block, that was a dead Tempest.
Yeah, they almost got him, too.
But, yeah, I think you would ideally want to put your Prisoner mid, but because Lodestone is so good against heroes like Prisoner that have the Immobilize effect, he can just rocket drill out of that. There's really it doesn't benefit them really to put the Prisoner lane middle, so they're just in a tight spot from how they drafted. But if they can hold out, they do have the War Beast, or they do have the team fighting presence of the Tempest and the Prisoner and the Vindicator.
I feel like we've seen this before. Oh, well, never mind, because he actually will live this time. Less than an auto attack away. I felt like they could have just breathed on Vindicator right there and it would have killed him, but they could not get close enough to secure it. So this time he actually survives the gank attempt. So that's got to feel good if you're ECX right there.
And my boy's pretty happy that he didn't die again.
Yeah.
And you can't blame him.
Yeah, already died twice, so really. Oh, how about that? We're actually destroying the regen right there, yeah, before anyone else can grab it. So just making sure. I guess no one really would have benefited from that. No bottles here, but Moon Queen The bottom has a bit of a push coming now. Gonna go in on a Warbeast right here with that Moonbeam. He is leveling that up, so it is some pretty good damage here. There's another. It's a really short cooldown as we see too, but not enough for the kill.
Yeah, and if he was maybe close to another beam, I think he would have chased for that kill, but he was about 25 mana off, so it would have taken way too long. But it is going to put a lot of pressure onto Warby. It's going to probably force him to fall back in jungle, or maybe even pull.
God, I remember that when Moon Queen was a thing. Like her Moonbeam got nerfed because it was so powerful. Like that was one of the reasons people felt like she was so powerful, I guess. And I think they increased the mana cost of it. It used to be less mana cost, so it's kind of interesting you bring that up.
Yeah, and then it used to only do like a 0.1 second stun, and then they brought it up to like I forget if it was like 1.1 or something, like where it was like a decent stun to where you could even follow it up with other stuns.
True.
Yeah,
it's changed around.
But yeah. Didn't they do something with the aura recently? It gives like better night vision now, I think.
Yeah, Moon Queen's night vision radius by 800.
Yeah, that's a pretty neat change, honestly.
That's weird.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's pretty decent vision at nighttime compared to what other heroes have.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't aware of that. Wow.
all right, we should try to keep an eye on that. Is that at all levels too? Like you just need 1 point for that?
It looks. It's so the radius is 200, 400, 600, 800. So.
Okay, so he does have to have it leveled up.
Yeah, for it to really matter.
And you normally want to level up the glaives so you can farm the jungle. I'll have to see if Haxorn values E over W. And Warbeast's in a lot of trouble. He's dead.
Dead trouble right there. Yeah, Moon Finale? No, that was just chasing with the Moonbeam and Comet Stun.
Yep.
We guess there, and yeah, gets the kill, so.
Yeah, nothing he can do since he doesn't have the Metamorphosis yet. Rhapsody should be dead.
How about that? Prisoner pulls Boo Boo away, but yeah, Rhapsody's still dying, of course, and Boo Boo's like, alright, well, I'll just go back here.
If that was a Devo, he'd be fine, but not a Prisoner.
Yeah. Good point. That's definitely a downside of Prisoner compared to the other Hook heroes.
They should have picked Devo.
Yep.
Rhapsody would have lived.
Gallon, man.
That's true, or Gauntlet.
Middle lane, well, and my boy, he does a bit. That Shatter Storm is like adding insult to injury. That wasn't even necessary. It explodes after the fact as they secure the kill yet again. So yeah, not the game for Imbo Boy here, at least so far. And Vindicator does not really feel like a hero that's going to recover well either. Like this is not good for. He's almost going to become more of just a support. It feels like.
Yeah, that could be the case. Yeah, there's just really not much he can do because the other heroes on his team can't really do much at this point. They need a lot of farm across the board, and Sync's not giving him the room to get that farm. Bottom lane, Warbeast again. Tempest has Elemental Void, but
final chapter, but there's those minions. Oh my god, they absorb so much damage. There's the Elemental Void now coming out, and Prisoner will help secure it. Andromeda also going to follow Lodestone. He's joining the party with Behemoth, but no, they do not get the opportunity. No Shatterstorm, remember. So no chance right there. But yeah, that Moon Finale, that was a good point you brought up about the minions, and that definitely came into play right there with Warbeast.
yeah, and that's just what they needed. A nice hole, even on one target, just to start some momentum for ECX. And just like that, Warbeast is level 6 now. Yeah, and it just creates a little bit of space for them to breathe now.
You see Wild Soul pushing that top lane, and is going to fall back here as Vindicator comes up here. So now Vindicator coming to the top lane again, trying something, but now Moon Queen's here. And actually, that Moonbeam hits is not going to chase, though. And instead, we'll just help push the tower right here. However, flanked from Andromeda, Vindicator actually is in trouble. He's not going to be able to see this in time. There's the Comet Stun, another Moonbeam, and dead Vindicator. Imbo Boy just can't get any room at all to farm this game. They are going to respond somewhat. Wild Soul on the run. Here comes that Metamorphosis Warbeast. Nice job by Moon Queen. There's a Comet Stun. They're really trying to keep Wild Soul alive, but those Hellhounds, you see the Stomp Speed. He's trying to live here. It was lap well played, and they're going to kill Zane in the end. Beautiful turn by them. Serenia does go down, but wow, the fact that Zlap lived, that was impressive play too with the Boo Boo spawn. and then the stomping that was necessary. And then the
Yeah,
moving.
it's just Wild Soul. I mean, Morbius doesn't do a whole lot of damage to Wild Soul at this point. So he just has to chase for way too long, and then by the time his metamorphosis is up, or Boo Boo gets a smash or two off, it's just he can just turn it around on Wild Soul or Morbius. Sorry,
Yeah, I know. I get
in the wrong
confused
area.
too when they're in the same game.
Yeah,
Similar for some reason. That was impressive, though. I mean, that's obviously big for Sync. Lap remaining alive. Top lane, Moon Queen. She is going to get caught by Prisoner, but not enough damage by Matthias to secure a kill out of it. However, if Moon Queen stays around with not much life, yeah, has to be a little careful about that situation right there. And Prisoner
yeah,
wants to
Moon
try to
Queen.
flank.
Yeah, Moon Queen picked up the Helm of the Victim, so that 5 armor is actually mitigating a lot of Prisoner's damage.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Nice. Does she have mana? She switches? Yes. Is it enough for the kill?
He's gonna have to do a really nice juke here. Oh,
It should be enough.
oh my God, he got out!
Yeah. He needed 3 auto attacks. And he couldn't get the third one off. That was, okay, very well played by Matthias, but it was a very
And
greedy dive in the first place.
Pax didn't really even do anything wrong there. It's just didn't have enough time to take him down.
Yeah.
He even guessed the right spot.
Well, wasn't able to turn. That could have been big for Moon Queen, so. You see Vindicator, though, is back to the middle once again, and has Steam Boots now, at least. So he's getting a little bit going for himself. Zane, not doing too well either, though, to be fair. So, yeah, the carry presence right now for ECX is definitely lacking a bit. They are going to push the bottom tower. Behemoth, he's going to stall it a little bit longer, but then eventually goes down right there. But yeah, I mean, that has to be a concern for ECX here. Both their carry presence heroes have really got nothing going, especially when you compare to Wild Soul and Moon Queen.
Yeah.
Kind of a step ahead here.
Prisoner almost has his portal key. So kind of similar story from last game, where they lost, Sync lost 2 lanes, but they put a lot of focus on Mickey getting his blink. We'll have to see if maybe this time it'll pay off. But it's kind of like the same story as last game. Putting a lot of focus on the Prisoner and then kind of suffering on most of the other heroes.
See that Abyssal Skull finish on Warbeast in the meantime. So again,
Lodestone has a portal key and he is smoked middle right now, so something should happen here. Or probably going to see something happen.
Potential's real. Now, Vindicator, okay, he's going to go, but Rhapsody is here, so level 6. Oh, didn't use it in time. Oh, no. I thought for sure Nier was going to get that off. Now the ultimate from Tempest. The damage, though, they're lacking it. Lowstone, he's going to survive this initially, but no. Prisoner pulls it back in. Now Andromeda on the run. He swaps out, actually. Pretty defensive swap right there for himself. It ends up working out, and that will be the end of it. So, yeah, I feel like Rhapsody actually could have saved Vindicator. He went for the stun first, though.
Yeah.
And that Melody. Oh.
Prisoner coming back in. Not going to hit the rake.
All right, though. From that, again, Matthias, so 390 gold per minute. He's definitely doing well in that sense. 1,000 gold saved up on Tankafed here. Do you think a portal key next would make the most sense, or something else?
Yeah, I think we're probably going to see the portal key, and then he's going to try to just get the best hold that he can with the final chapter combo that we talked about in the draft. But I think it's going to defend this. That's a dead Tempest.
Yeah, he's going to get caught out. Prisoner, though, pulls in Lodestone. Trying to make it a trade, if anything. Tempest is still alive, actually, in the background, as there's the Shockwave to absolutely secure it. Moon Queen is all running in as well. Andromeda, yep, she is in range for the swap. Vindicator now in trouble. Does not have that totem. Matthias again pulling, but gets the bear only. Warby's running in. He's not going to be able to do enough, though, by himself once again, and that will be the end of that. Tempest actually bought back. Interesting. No elemental ward, especially.
I think they want to push since the Shockwave and the Moon Finale are down. But I don't know if that's really the best use of the buyback, because This early on into the game, I don't know if they're going to be able to utilize that. Yeah, and Prisoner even goes back top. I don't think everyone's on the same page with that
Yeah.
decision.
Yeah, that buyback really feels like it was pretty wasted there by Tankafet, but at least he was able to get back and start farming with it right away. So it's not like it was just doing nothing, trying to make something happen, but still. Feels like it might not have been the best choice, but he's back up to 1,000 gold. Mentioned maybe that portal key or whatnot going to be coming out as soon as possible. Moon Queen, it looks like nothing's changing for Haxtron as far as what we used to see. The Whispering Helm, the Firebrand. Probably going to see a Shrunken even.
Yep. Yep. The only difference is the Ancients that he would love to have are going to Wild Soul. Because this is about the time when Moon Queen likes to move over there with the Firebrand picked up. But I think Wild Soul just kills them a little bit faster.
Yeah, he takes him out right there. Soul's Bulwark coming out now, so Zlapt liking the auras here this time around. However, the middle tower going down. Prisoner trying to make a catch out. He almost got Wild Soul, actually. I don't even think that was planned right there. Rhapsody, though, she's going to be caught by the Common Stun. Prison Break. No, it didn't. Wait, did he use it? Yeah, he does use it right here, actually. Low stun going in. He's going to break the leash, and now Moon Queen helping to follow this up for the kill onto Prisoner. So, yeah, ECX getting very aggressive with not even having the full numbers here.
Yeah, I think the problem was they got a little tunnel visioned on the bear. I think they used Tempest and Rhapsody spells on the bear, and then they just stuck around a little too long. It didn't end up costing either one of those heroes their lives, but then they did lose their Prisoner for it.
And now Warbeast gets picked off top, and the middle tower goes down. So when you add it all up together, obviously things going very well for Sync right there in about the last minute or so. As Moonkin will head back into the jungle. So Vindicator has found at least a little bit of room to farm out 6 deaths in 16.5 minutes. Again, doesn't have to feel good, or can't feel good. However, he's having something. He might be going the tablet here. And what's going to happen? Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, his items don't look too bad for having 6 deaths. So.
Not at all. 270 is nothing to shab at, or however you say it. It's not too shabby. I don't know how you say it.
Scoff at, I think, was the word you're looking for.
Something like that, yeah. You know what I meant. But,
I know what you meant, yeah.
For having the 6 deaths, it's pretty impressive, honestly.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a Soul's Bulwark picked up by Wild Soul, so he's got the team auras under control. That's pretty good considering there's going to be a lot of like for the pushes and stuff with defending as well as being aggressive himself against both a Warbeast and a Prisoner. The auras are pretty nice. So I like to see that. Moon Queen almost has her Geometer's Bane, nearing 500 gold per minute.
Oh, okay. So she's going Geos first, even. Maybe the Shrunken Head after the Firebrand and then Geos, but...
Yeah, I like the Geos because not only can he remove he can remove Staccato Stun, he can remove Tempest Stun, Shackle, as well as Final Chapter. So the Geo Bane has pretty much all the same uses as a Shrunken this game, but it provides him more in terms of farming speed, mobility, pushing presence. So the Geobane before the Shrunken makes a lot of sense here.
Yeah, no, fair. So gets it finished, in fact. And he's continuing to work in the jungle. Again, we see the potential. We haven't seen Moon Queen in a while, but as just a reminder, with those glaives, very, very powerful as farming the stacks especially. Yeah, Behemoth trying to set up on a Warbeast top, but it looks like he turns right out the right.
Bottom lane.
It's going to be fine. Bottom lane, they do catch Wild Soul, though, but Lowstone is nearby. Elemental Void, however, going to pull them in and protect Melody also onto Prisoner right there, actually. And that was good timing by Nier to make sure that Prisoner wasn't going to perhaps fall throughout that and keep him alive. Moon Queen going really aggressive. Oh, no. Yeah, Moon Queen a little too excited to make a play here. That Moon Finale coming out. Is it going to be enough for any kills, though? No, it's not. Andromeda goes down. And Moon Queen, she's still going to fall. Prisoner 2 seconds, 1 second, go in, get the kill, auto attack. Yes, he gets it.
That's
Wow.
such a huge momentum swing for ECX. What a team fight. And there we saw the Elemental Void with the final chapter. Because there was honestly a really nice counter initiate coming out from Lodestone, but he couldn't follow it up, I believe, with the Rocket Drill or the Head Smash to take anyone down.
Yeah.
So the combo was really there for E6. Really nice play by them.
I do gotta wonder what Moonko was doing though. I mean, he really went up there when the teammates were already dead at that point, and obviously was very confident that he could maybe just harass a little bit, but clearly that was not the correct decision. So definitely a little bit of a misplay too on top of that, but very well played by ECX.
And not only that, but Andromeda got hooked the same time Moon Queen did, so she couldn't keep enough of a gap to where she could swap Moon Queen safely out. But even, I think even had he gotten a good swap, I think the portal keys from Tempest and Prisoner would have chased him down regardless. So I think it was just a bad decision overall once they lost Wild Soul and Lodestone to even try to get anything further.
I mean, I know this is supposed to be like a carry, that short lane, ideally, and that he wasn't even there. But anyways, the point is, Imba Boy Planet, you wouldn't expect him to be like lacking that much GPM. Obviously had a rough start, but honestly, again, I'm looking at these items, and he's managed to do very well considering the circumstances. Those early 6 deaths. So
it's going for the Hellflower, which is going to be pretty nice if they can get that onto Moon Queen and not allow her to use the Geos or the Shrunken when she eventually picks it up. Lodestone is invis.
Yeah.
Scouting out.
I thought he was going to actually block the stack attempt right there, if anything, by Rhapsody. Maybe go for the kill, but he chooses not to. He wants something better. Maybe Tempest?
Yeah, the only problem with Lodestone is that he needs to kind of hide, channel his initiation, and then go.
Yeah.
Unlike a Pebbles where he can just, pick you off right away and then get out. So Lodestone is going to probably need team support if he wants to go for something.
Oh, no.
That's unfortunate.
He walked right into the... See, but that's the thing, though. He was walking around so much right here, and he had...
Yep.
Especially at the Ancient area, he had the chance on a Rhapsody. I think he got a little too greedy right there and really wanted to see if he can get something better. But there's a more chance of that happening, where they happen to have a Rev Ward down for whatever reason. And sure enough...
Yeah, the problem is he really needs team support to kill something, I feel like. Because by himself, he could kill Rhapsody, but I think he would need Shatterstorm to do it. And yeah, that's just a really nice heads up with the Rev Ward by ECX.
Yep, catch the roaming Lodestone right there. So I was gonna wonder, even as I know you mentioned the Hellflower, and it looks like for certain it is. I was thinking maybe a Resto Stone, but
that's a good point you bring up, because that 2 silences could actually be pretty impactful.
I don't know how that works though with the new ultimate. I guess it would be the minimum. Like, so if you refresh it right away, then it doesn't have the charges, right? So
true.
It wouldn't be as long as it could be then. So I guess it still is something. So what, at level 3 it would be backed, it would be whatever the first silence is, and then it would be a 3-second silence. Yes, because you get 30 charges. So and it's that makes sense. So it would be it'd be a 5-second silence into a 3-second silence, which 8 total. If you happen to have
that's a good point you bring up.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, I still think that could be worth it, but yeah, especially in his role, it seems like if anything that might be a late luxury item. But
yeah, I think he definitely wants some form of damage because Warbeast, even when he picks up a Shrunken Head, he's not going to be like 4-shouting heroes because it's still early into the game. But they want that extra. They want that other hero that does damage output. So I think it's definitely the right call to go for something like a Hellflower. Because if he does go for a Resto, he's going to be way more of a utility hero than a damage threat, and Onmi gets picked off top.
I honestly don't know what his intention was.
They used 2 ultimates for that kill, so...
They did, but so he jumped in, like, he definitely saw Moon Queen. It's almost like he was going for Moon Queen, but there's no way he's killing Moon Queen by himself. So I really don't know what the goal was there with him. I'm just honestly trying to figure it out, but it didn't work anyways. He missed the hook, and then obviously they were ready for a response. So that's.
Lodestone gonna get another invis, so maybe he'll try round 2 of
Oh yeah.
invising.
Be a little more careful, but yeah, we'll see. Can find something out of it. Shrunken Head on Warbeast is just about there.
I'm actually fairly surprised that Sync hasn't tried for a Kongor attempt, seeing as how they do have Hellborn Wild Soul. And there's not a whole lot of vision around Kongpit other than this one word of sight middle, which really wouldn't see them going into Kong. So, bottom lane, Elemental Void on a Behemoth. He's dead.
That Q looked like it almost did a lot of damage, but I guess that's just everything on top of it. And actually, Lowstone.
Oh, it actually happened, Ricky.
Poor guy. Now, Final Chapter
actually
was used right there, but yes, that did actually happen.
I swear, Mickey can't be too happy right now. He's probably like, these guys and their rep boards.
Are you kidding me? Yeah. And how about this? I mean, they're sieging, and neither Behemoth nor Lodestone have a buyback right now. So this is going to be a 5 versus 3. It's not the longest resurrection, but they should be able to get the tower at least. Maybe not, actually. Okay, I guess it's a little too close. And with Behemoth coming out there, don't want to risk it, so. Are going to fall back.
But they get a lot of damage on the base, so that is definitely a good. It's definitely a nice thing for ECX that they get that much damage out.
And a lot of farm on Moon Queen, too, is really picked up. Again, I mentioned this a couple times, but he has his Hellflower. He's got his Hellflower, Tablet, and Steam Boots at 26 minutes. It's not bad by any means. So.
Oh, Vindicator, you said Moon Queen. But
meant Vindicator, yeah, that makes more sense. No, not Moon
It's okay. I say Wild Soul and Warbeast backwards, so it's okay. I forgive you.
Moon Queen does have her
has her shrunken.
Head, so.
Yeah.
Kongor?
That's what you meant to say. You meant to say Moon Queen has shrunken.
That's totally what I meant to say, too.
Okay, so now they're doing Kongor.
Yeah, this is going to happen. I don't think Complex or ECX is going to respond right here. Oh, Hellhound. No, but it's going to be seen.
So wait, was it 6 minutes that I said that? Was Lap listening, or? Just kidding.
Wow.
Shots.
The shots.
Hey, somebody told me he was firing shots at me, so I gotta send some back.
Oh
right?
yeah. No, he was calling you out big time. So.
Was he really?
Okay. No, okay. I don't want to. I don't want to do that.
Okay.
He wasn't.
Maybe I should be a little more critical than I am.
No. He was having insight. Maybe didn't agree with some things, but no, it wasn't anything bad by any means.
Okay.
He kept calling you Wig.
Oh yeah, I guess that's what people call me.
Yeah, I've never.
Because my name is so annoying to say, so they just like the initials spelled out, pronounced out. I guess I don't know.
I'm fine with what you got. Oh, top lane, Prisoner going to be jumped right here. Rhapsody is nearby. There's the final chapter. Oh my gosh, if this works. No, it doesn't.
Doesn't stop tablets.
Nope, it does not perplex. Only silence. Oh my gosh!
Wow. That happened.
Andromeda made a hell of a play initially, but what a timing there for Matthias with the portal key. Well then. He's alive somehow. That was 5 heroes. He actually survives.
What a play.
They're gonna get a tower.
They're gonna lose their tower in the end, but
could have been worse.
Tempest has portal key shrunken head, by the way.
There we go. He stuns in. There's a shrunken though from Mookin. She has a move finale as well. Not using it just yet. Obviously the shrunken on a Tempest. Meanwhile, Warby's out to the side. Shrunken, he finally gets it off right there. Prisoner pulls him away. And now Lowstone's isolated from the team. Oh no, Tempest, the Elemental Void. He ends up dying. It was by himself over there. So very, very uncoordinated here on the side of ECX. They're really just all over the place. Rhapsody.
Well, the fissure.
Oh no.
Is he gonna live?
No.
Oh.
He's gonna die. Into the face, and actually they're going to break through now. Tempest, obviously, he's staying dead, even if he didn't have an elemental void, so this could be Rax, and definitely think it is, in fact. Yeah, I mean, that fight was really kind of just somewhat forced by ECX, and just fell apart for them.
Yeah, and that Rax goes down so fast since Wild Soul just picked up a Demonic.
That'll help with that, and now he's heading to the middle lane here. Double bottle on Behemoth, by the way. That is something.
Yeah,
See
one is
sharing.
McAce.
It just looks funny, but getting some nice little regen there. Is ready to jump in if the Legion team does make a play, but I don't know. There's no way you can defend a second tower. You gotta let that go. Yeah. So they are gonna let it go, but huge boost for Sync right there. Now this has kind of been a back and forth battle in that sense. One team gains a little bit of momentum, and then well, the other team picks it back up. So back to Sync's favor. As Moon Queen seems to be fine. You see the Vindicator, I mean, with that Master's Incantation, it's hitting fairly hard. And remember, too, it actually also, if the target happens to be silent, so if he has the ultimate or the totem, it actually even does more damage on top of that. So it's multiplied by 1.5 times the amount. It's good synergy there.
Wow, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. So really good synergy with that. Allows him to hit
The nice thing about it is that it makes the bonus damage true damage. So it goes through all the armor that they have from Wild Soul with the auras, as well as Moon Queen being a pretty high armor carry in general. I actually didn't even. That was, I think, we overlooked a little bit.
So many things happen to the hero, man. They really did with this latest work, and yeah, that was one of them that kind of stood out to me. So yeah, that's why I knew that one. But yeah, it kind of helps complete the idea of the hero. It helps with that at least. Gives him the really solid carry presence.
Yeah, 45 seconds on the token, so I think they're going to be happy with just the outer tower here, and then I don't think they're going to pressure base due to the Tempest factor. We'll see if Sync decides to or not. Actually, full Symbol of Rage picked up, so maybe that's enough for them to feel confident taking this fight.
585 gold per minute right here on a Moon Queen. That's showing. Middle tower goes down on the Hellborn side, but not a big deal. There's the pull on a Moon Queen with the quick Geometer Spade. Gonna be fine. Nice disarm, though, from Vindicator. Preventing any more auto attacks. It's just a fall back there, so... yeah, they're gonna be happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, they get about 650 damage on the tower, so, you know, that's more than if they were to have fallen back.
Kept us going. Jeez, he blinks in aggressively. I didn't shrunken though, but there's the final chapter. Protectability as well, just in case. The element of one to catch the Moon Queen. It is going to be a full duration. It looks like, can they actually get the kill? No token, but the Symbol of Rage, and the auto attack's going off, and now the turn for Sync Esports is real. You see Vindicator falling back. He's no longer alive, as Warbeast on the run, but with no Metamorphosis, probably not getting out of there either. So Sync Esports, they win the fight. It was quite the stretch there by ECX to try to make a play. And again, it just doesn't work. The symbol for Moon Queen kicked in.
I think that's the game.
That's probably, I mean, the buyback here. But yeah, with no ultimates, they are not nearly as threatening here on the Legion side. In fact, Vindicator going to be jumped. Gets tableted away initially. Lodestone actually feeling that, and he goes down as a result. So good turnaround on their side, and they will save the rack. So, but meanwhile, the top tower, tier 4, that is even.
Okay. Well, I guess that's going to be enough to force them back.
Okay, now so they're going to stay in this, and I like it. I mean, it's not over yet.
I actually really thought that was going to be a Rax.
I thought for sure too,
pretty solid hold. And that was 2 buybacks.
Yep.
One from Vindicator, one from Warbeast.
Yep. So down that, but again, only losing the 1 rack so far still is good. But you see Moon Queen again. It's like I feel like you don't have to. It's been a while since you've seen the hero, but yeah, just the hero has potential. The glaives, they're going to just start tearing through the base. Like, I'm sure we'll eventually get to see it. It's pretty crazy how quickly they die.
If he gets to a wing bow, which he's going to have pretty shortly, that's when we'll really see the base just come down without Scrap being in the game.
Yep. Wild Soul back up to push in the bottom lane. He got the Brutalizer, by the way. That's an interesting item on Wild Soul because, of course, you know, he is in that range for him part of the time, too. But it's still considered to be pretty powerful. I know Slapped obviously likes it here.
It's pretty good when you're against a Warbeast because both of those heroes are going to want to, like, man up against each other. And Warbeast doesn't have a basher of his own, so The main thing is the bash stops the other carry from not only hitting you but life stealing.
Yeah,
So, and I know Insania yesterday kept saying, "Why doesn't Zlap buy a basher?" So maybe that's why he's buying a basher.
that's true. He was bringing that up, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
He's pretty adamant about buying a basher.
that could be. I mean, obviously I know they talk, so maybe he was reminding him of that. Likes
Yeah,
it.
and I really like that he's running around in the what's it called, ally mode on the
Yes.
demonic. Uh, that is a recent change. So I think a lot of the time people forget to do that, and that's actually pretty smart to run around in the ally mode when you're not fighting.
And then you toggle it if you do get involved in a
Mm.
fight. Yeah, Moon Queen middle. I mean, it's obviously a little bit of bait, but man, the Legion team, I feel like they could have gone kinda because Wild Soul's not there. Behemoth isn't even there. He does have post haste. That was a little bit of a chance. Oh, they see Lodestone.
Yeah, it's just a case of they don't know that Wild Soul's farming their jungle since they don't have any vision there. All of that area is controlled by Sync with two wards of sight. And they even have one kind of in the middle area, so they have a lot of information that ECX doesn't have.
Oh, they're running out right here. Trying to catch something. You see Vindicator, 2,700 gold about saved up, but they're not really farming right now. And he is going to rotate into the jungle here as they notice that Waltzel finally, and he ports out before he gets caught, though.
Yep,
Unable to
that's the
chase him down.
power of wards.
Vision. Pretty impactful. You see Behemoth, he's just pushing out the top lane still. In the meantime now, and double damage on Moon Queen, by the way. Well, out of the
Well,
bottle at least.
well, that could definitely be a dead Drax.
Yeah. Tempest, is he thinking about something? No, trying to, but yeah, look at the top. I mean, they have to defend it, obviously. Tier 4 going down. So Rhapsody comes back, and he's okay at it. Not the quickest, though. Back over to the Conquer Pit area. Tempest Invis. They do have a Rev Ward down now, though, so he needs to really be wary of that. They are in the Conquer Pit here doing it, so. Well, I mean, you almost got to say that they got to try to stop it. Like, if you give a token up, it's going to be a Rax, really, so.
Yeah.
Kind of. No, he kind of gets stopped, actually. They are able to jump. Token is picked up by Moon Queen. And look at this. The glaives are bouncing. He turns around and right clicks. Prisoner goes down. Off to the side over here. Vindicator. GG's are already being called, in fact, and it will be official.
Yeah.
So they knew that they had to make a try at least, but at that point it was already too far ahead. So Moon Queen
Yep.
wins a game. How about that? That was fun to see.
Why don't we ever see Moon Queen break? Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get it. I don't know. No, well played by Sync,
Sync
though.
knows something that we don't.
It's Haxorn, man. It's old school.
It's Haxorn, yep. 682 GPM. What a performance.
It's pretty good. But yeah, any final thoughts on that game, though? Sync taking it?
Really well executed laning phase from Sync, winning the early game, and then transitioning with a lot of farm on both the Wild Soul and the Moon Queen. And yeah, just pretty solid execution overall. ECX had a couple, like one or two really good team fights, but I think it just